Oh my goodness, well I just found out some crazy news about Amazon and Shopify that I have to share with you all since I am an investor in both stocks. Now I made a video only a few days ago talking about why I'm buying Shopify stock before their Q1 earnings coming up. However, soon after, Amazon just made a press release on April 21st announcing a new service called Buy with Prime that resulted in Shopify stock dropping over 8% in the trading day. Now granted, the stock market did have a really bad day for tech stocks overall, but nonetheless, Shopify investors did not like the news. In fact, the news even affected companies like Block and PayPal, which were down about 7 to 8% on the day as well. So in today's video, I'll be explaining exactly what Amazon announced, how this affects Shopify investors, and then what I plan on doing with my Shopify position. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already if you'd like to stay up to date with all of my stock market news. Alright, now let's dive straight into Amazon's press release. Here it says Buy with Prime will allow millions of US-based Prime members to shop directly from merchants' online stores with the trusted experience they expect from Amazon, including fast, free delivery, a seamless checkout experience, and free returns on eligible orders. So up until now, Amazon has only offered fulfillment and shipping for Amazon merchants using the Amazon Marketplace. But now that they've announced this news, they've decided to expand far beyond just the Amazon Marketplace to help virtually every business online. Amazon said Buy with Prime will initially be available by invitation only for merchants using Fulfillment by Amazon or FBA, and will roll out throughout 2022 as merchants are invited to participate, including those not selling on Amazon or using FBA. They go on to say Buy with Prime is designed to work with most online stores, including e-commerce service providers such as BigCommerce. So if you aren't already aware, BigCommerce is a company like Shopify that enables merchants to create their own online storefronts. And the Senior Vice President of Product at BigCommerce, Troy Cox, said Buy with Prime represents a compelling value add for BigCommerce merchants who wish to increase their sales and optimize the omni-channel experience they provide their customers. So basically what you need to know is that some of Shopify's competitors are now teaming up with Amazon to offer free shipping and fulfillment, which is trusted by millions of customers and merchants worldwide. Amazon says using Buy with Prime, merchants simply pay for what they use. Pricing is based on a service fee, a payment processing fee, and fulfillment and storage fees that are calculated per unit. With no fixed subscription fee or long-term contract required, merchants can expand selection or cancel at any time. So Amazon took a little bit of a jab at Shopify here, saying they aren't going to be charging subscription fees, which is a huge part of Shopify's business model. However, when it comes to shipping, Shopify also charges merchants based on usage since they work with local shipping providers like Canada Post, and they've been able to negotiate big discounts for their merchants. Alright, so we have to ask ourselves, did Amazon just destroy Shopify's business model based on this tactical move? Well, the short answer is no, but I will say it is another big element of competition for Shopify. Up until this point, I really haven't considered Amazon to be a major competitor of Shopify since they operate the Amazon Marketplace where merchants are required to be on that marketplace to sell things, whereas Shopify enables the independent solution so that merchants can create their own e-commerce site. But now that Amazon's taking a step outside of their marketplace to offer this service to merchants on any website other than Amazon.com, then this does actually pose a competitive risk to Shopify in certain regards. Amazon is very well known for its shipping and fulfillment expertise, as well as its ability to offer 2-day free shipping to most places in North America nowadays. Since Amazon has invested so much money into their fulfillment network by creating hundreds of warehouses, purchasing delivery trucks and planes, and using machine learning to optimize warehouse management, they have a huge competitive advantage when it comes to this type of thing. And that's because Amazon is mostly vertically integrated when it comes to shipping and fulfillment now, so they don't have to rely on UPS or other postal service providers like Canada Post as much as Shopify might or other competitors would. Therefore, I do believe that Amazon's fulfillment and shipping service could be a huge competitive threat to Shopify in terms of shipping alone, just because they could offer lower rates than the typical postal service would. As we can see in Shopify's Q4 2021 presentation, Shopify Payments is a very fast growing part of their business, having grown 45% year over year in Q4 2021. So if Amazon service was available to Shopify merchants, it could certainly eat into Shopify's payment service growth, given that hundreds of millions of people already have their credit card and delivery address information stored on Amazon.com. However, we don't even know at this point if Shopify would even allow Buy with Prime to be on their websites. I'm not too sure how it works technically with the website plugins and everything, but Amazon would probably have to negotiate a deal with Shopify to make this a possibility. And so far, Amazon has only mentioned that BigCommerce is welcoming the Buy with Prime feature, so it's unlikely Shopify has accepted it, given that they have their own competing services. Alright, so given this news about Amazon's Buy with Prime service rolling out, I am still very bullish on Shopify long term, and so here are the reasons why. First of all, Shopify is much more than a payments and shipping gateway for merchants online. Shopify is the one-stop shop, pardon the pun, when it comes to building an online e-commerce storefront. Over 2 million merchants now use the platform because Shopify simplifies every part of the process when going online, from building a website to using thousands of dedicated apps in the Shopify App Store to integrations with social media pages as well as other e-commerce platforms, including Amazon. Yes, that's right. If you weren't already aware, Shopify merchants can sell directly on the Amazon marketplace using their Shopify built website and a few simple steps. So there are still a multitude of benefits when it comes to being a Shopify merchant, and Amazon doesn't offer anything when it comes to building your own independent online storefront. The second reason I'm still very bullish on Shopify is because of their growing investments into Shopify Fulfillment Network, or SFN. Just like Fulfillment by Amazon, aka Amazon FBA, Shopify has been building out their own network called Shopify Fulfillment Network, aka SFN. In fact, we can see here in Shopify's Q4 2021 presentation that one of their biggest long-term goals is to build out their fulfillment network. So here's what Shopify had to say about it in their recent Q4 earnings release. Shopify continued to build the foundational features for Shopify Fulfillment Network, offering our merchants fast and simple fulfillment that will enable them to delight their customers. Some key features released include demand forecasting, critical alerts, product bundling, regional tax settings, and staff notifications. We opened a self-operated leased warehouse in Atlanta, from which we began fulfilling a small number of Shopify merchants' orders this past fall. We also began testing fulfillment software at this location to unify the network and make merchants' connections into Shopify stronger and more seamless. So SFN is definitely a very important part of Shopify's business, and they're continuing to make updates every quarter and invest heavily into this area. But there's no question that Amazon is in the lead when it comes to fulfillment, so this is something that will require a lot of investment capital for Shopify to build out over the coming years and probably for the next decade. Also, I did just see a few articles this past week that Shopify is in talks to acquire a company called Deliver, and this move of course would help Shopify expand their fulfillment services, but it would come at a cost of about $2 billion according to analysts. So if this deal does play out, that would definitely help Shopify expand their fulfillment network a lot faster. Finally, the third reason I'm so bullish on Shopify stock right now is because after the recent decline in share price, the stock is trading as cheap as it's ever been in the past 5 years. As we can see here, Shopify stock is now down over 70% from all-time highs back in late 2021, despite the business still growing at 40% plus on the top line. You can see that the last time their price to sales ratio was below 10 was back at the end of 2016, over 5 years ago. That is insane, guys, and it definitely shows how oversold Shopify stock is in this recent crash. Furthermore, we can see that all of Shopify stock's COVID gains have been erased, as if they never benefited in the first place from COVID and are back to where they were before it all happened, except that's not the case. Shopify nearly tripled their revenue from 2019 through 2021 and just recently had revenue growth of 41% in Q4 2021. Furthermore, as seen from their website traffic being up 28% quarter over quarter from Q4 2021, there's a good chance Shopify will continue posting solid results in 2022 and beyond, especially once they move past the periods of difficult comps in 2021. So all of these factors to me sound like an overreaction in the stock price, and that's why I continue buying Shopify stock. In fact, I did buy a few more shares this past week as it was selling off, but I will continue to buy more if it does continue selling. So overall, I do believe Amazon's announcement of Buy with Prime is not overall a great thing for Shopify, and it does make Amazon a more direct competitor with Shopify now. But I also don't see this being a game changer for Shopify because I can still see them growing at least 30% plus on the top line over the next 5 to 10 years. Shopify still has an amazing service and product offering that Amazon just doesn't have, and even if they entered into that space, they would have a hard time competing with Shopify because Shopify's been at this game much longer than they have. But I would love to hear what you guys think about this news. Do you think it's going to damage Shopify's business model long term, or do you not think it's a big deal? I would love to know. But anyways, if you did enjoy this video, I would really appreciate a like on this for all of the research and getting this news out to you guys, as I am a huge investor in Shopify and I want to keep you guys up to date on what's going on in my stocks. And of course, if you have not already, don't forget to subscribe. And with that said, I will see you guys in the next one.